As the final lecture in Foundations of Information Technology, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the real world cases that are in the reading material. These cases are designed to give you a kind of hands-on bit of discussion point that I might, want you to question and look at and think about, and perhaps even query me about, because they're practical applications of what we're talking about. And you're going to encounter these in some way, and you might have a business concern that you work for where you see an application of this already, and it's something that you have a lot of experience with, and you yourself can ask questions and make contributions through dialogue with me or possibly with other students. And that way we can have a way to talk about this, and not just conceptually, but in real world terms. For example, the first one is about buying a car online. Did you ever think that we would ever do anything like that? When you think about going to a car lot and purchasing a car, many of us feel like the moment we walk on the lot that someone's already starting to reach in our back pocket and grab our billfold. And I don't mean that to be ugly. I just mean it is a way in which we look at car buying. And so what about doing it online? What about having the freedom to look at hundreds of automobiles, styles and colors in different locations, even in maybe in the country, and you having the ability to do the entire transaction through the internet? It might be that you could even go and look at the vehicle if it's close enough to you that you're looking at online. And then you have a chance to just look at it before you actually start trying to do a transaction in which you're going to bid on this car. And who knows how this is going to change and where this is going to lead to, because it might turn into an eBay situation too, in which you have competition between people who are selling cars, and they're trying to attract buyers, and you as a buyer have more control over what you pay for something than you ever had before. So consider, not just buying a car online now, but buying other merchandise too. What if you could buy, you know, appliances? And I'm not saying you can't. You can today. You can buy appliances. You can buy really nice uh, plasma screen TVs and HD TV now, and tremendous sizes too, right online. Are you going to be comfortable with that? Because you can't really feel it and touch it. You're not standing in the store going through that whole process like you used to. You are in the forefront of it though, and you're able to pick and choose, and you're able to hopefully get all the information you need to answer your questions that you have about the product. Maybe you can chat online with someone too and ask them questions. So that's a good consideration there with that real world case. The next one is about Oracle Corporation and its network centric computing, which is more like the things to do with a data center. You may want to look at that case, see where that takes you. And there's a lot of good questions that can arise from that study of that. The next one is under IS Strategic Advantage, and here we're talking about the Bank of Montreal and its online decision support in banking. Here again, we're looking at the the use and leverage of computing power to make Bank of Montreal more competitive with its customers and its clients. What are we doing there? And is that going to be a good investment for a bank to have a business decision support system that's designed, of course, to help it become more competitive in the marketplace? Then also we have one that's in the appendix, and that one is an additional one for you to look at and to consider. It is focused on, let me get to it here. It is focused on Auto Shack, and it's not about, it's about automating the sale process. What if you, again, it's taking it to the next level, and it's about solving a business problem. It's how you can use IT to solve a business problem. But what this is a chain of auto parts stores in Arizona, and with headquarters in Phoenix. Again, you want to look at these things and see what kinds of questions arise in your mind. And look even for any ethical dimensions or challenges that the real world case brings to what we're thinking about, what we're dealing with. So I think that will help you. And what I'd like for you to do is, as you read these cases, that you would come up with like 5 questions to query me about with each one of these cases, so that I can have some real discussion points and dialogue with you, and have some contact with your own thinking and your own input, your own insight into information technology and how it impinges on you, how it might affect your workplace. And what you might do is find additional real-world cases that you can bring to my attention that might assist me in making the points of the different parts of this course more effective and more in front of the students, so they can apply it and put these concepts, put these ideas into a real-world circumstance, so that I can help them more, and perhaps they can help me to teach this much better than I'm trying to do. The strength of this course is that all of this is interrelated and interdependent. When you look back across the course at its different pieces, they fit together into a nice framework. We talked about networking, something you clearly have to understand. There's a lot of pieces to that. The OSI model maps to the TCP/IP set of protocols that I was talking about at each layer. And in networking basics courses and more involved networking courses that are more technical in nature, we would go into these more in depth. But you can certainly go and look these things up yourself on the net and get a little bit better handle on them. Also, end-user technology applications, office automation systems, electronic meeting systems, and electronic publishing systems. Big pieces for making business happen on a day-to-day basis and getting it done, getting the work done. There's also business information system for each function of a business. And each one of those pieces, we started with production, and we went all the way over to human resource management. And every other block or function in the diagram there that we used pinpointed a very important segment of the business, and how an information system can come in handy there and really help them to achieve what needs to be done. What about executives, though? that have to make strategic decisions, decisions that are overarching and far-reaching in their consequences as they manage these firms. And a lot of times they're global firms. So there's a lot that an executive has to look at, and he has to have his finger on the pulse of the organization. So here, that dashboard of those instruments and their reading of the current business, the state of the business, and the profitability of the business, as well as the weaknesses and vulnerabilities. The executive has to have that in a form that he can use to make really strong decisions with. And then IS, strategic advantage. We mentioned that because here we don't want to have any barriers that are going to slow us down or interfere with what we're doing in our business operations. We want to be able to re-engineer our business processes if necessary. We want to always improve our business quality. We also would like to be agile, and this is important too because things are not the same anymore. They're not information poor. They're not static, these products and services. They are not stationary like they once were. Now they're information rich. Now conditions change a lot. People's needs can change very quickly, or their preferences, their sentiments about things can change. And so we need to be able to shift and dynamically move our products and services. There's virtual organizations. There's the utilization of the internet itself as a marketing device, a kind of new frontier for marketing and sales. And the utilization of the internet opens our business up to intrusion. So there we have the information technology security issue. What do we do about controlling that? We can't completely close everything up to where no one can contact us. We have an internet-based business. We have to be open for business on the internet. So what do we do with our need for control and management? How do we deal with intrusion? How do we protect our systems? What kind of decisions are we going to make based on the give and take of that? Because we can't have it all one way. We have to be somewhere in the middle. We can't have it all shut up and you can't get in. You can't have it all completely open either. There's somewhere in the middle you have to be. Auditing is all a part of that. IT cryptography and encryption is a part of that. That's a very special area. And there's probably a course that's just on cryptography and encryption. And then ethics. What do we do about ethics? Things to do with privacy, things to do with knowing about customer habits, things to do with storage of immense amounts of information about a person's preferences and what they are looking for and how they behave in a store, along with other issues that deal with things to do with, say, medical history, classified documents, other ways in which information that is very sensitive of personal nature can easily be exposed and transferred or given maybe to the wrong hands. So here we're talking about all of the challenges that information technology brings to individuals and to society itself, and the ethics that are concerned with the right and wrong of that, the good and the bad of that. And you as a manager or you as a leader in a corporation, an institution, a business, a government, or political position of some sort, you are going to be right in the center of that because you have access to the use of information technology perhaps in a way that other people don't have. And again, you're going to have to ask yourself questions about that. Well, where to draw the line, where to make policy decisions, policy measures about the needed controls, as well as what's unethical, what we can't allow in our organization at all. So I present this to you as the conclusion of the Foundations of Information Technology course. Hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to any comments, considerations you might have, or that you want to bring to my attention, because that's very, very important to me, because I'm trying my best to make sure that what I'm trying to teach or what I'm trying to present will really help and assist you in being strong and competitive and successful in all of your endeavors. Thank you very much.